Hello, hello, hello. It is Elsid 932 on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me. We are here for Project Runway, episode 3. Thank you all so much. This is my first time recapping Project Runway, and it is on fire with all the views, all the comments. I'm really loving the participation. So let's see who's here. Hey, Miss Buckeye 99. Glad to have you here. Samantha, glad to see you. Glad to see you. Hey, Jackson Tabasco. Sam, you can contribute because all we're talking about is the fashion. We're talking about the fashion. Okay. And while we do appreciate that on the show they are professionals, we in the public have an opinion. Okay. We in the public have an opinion. Hey, K Sharp, glad to have you here. Y'all know YouTube has approved the channel for membership early. So I am really appreciative of that. And certainly if you are a member and you are in the chat, there are emojis for you to use that could, pertain to the show or not. So feel free to use them. Okay. Okay. So let's get to it because, they ain't nothing but for us to do it. And y'all remember, yes, Samantha, count you in for the fashion. Remember, we started off really with who was on the bottom. We started off really with who was on the bottom last week. And I'm going to remind you, these were the bottom designers for the judges last time because y'all, Project Runway doing something that we don't like. They are doing the eliminations the next week. I don't like it. You taking up too much of my time for the current process and project. So these were the 3 on the bottom last week. Okay. Alex, VJ, and Angelo. So y'all, Alex was sent home. I was not disappointed she was sent home for this design, but I wanted to see more from Alex. I did want to see more from Alex in Project Runway. I was, seeing what she does on IG, seeing her aesthetic. I was too thrilled. I said, Alex is going to come in here. She was one of my favorites from just seeing her designs out there. You don't like it either? Girl, I do not like when you tell me next week, I'll tell you who's going home. So y'all, this was where VJ was saved, Angelo was saved, but Alex was sent home. Sorry, Alex, I'm gonna keep up with you on IG though. I really do like your presentation, okay? So you may not have won Project Runway, but definitely know that I do like you, okay? I do like you. So y'all, this week, we were told there are no clear leaders. And Christian's like, because there are no leaders, we need to set up some leaders. So what they did, which was real good, real tasty and good, what they did was that Ethan and Jesus will pick the teams. Remember, Ethan won the first challenge, and now Jesus won the second. So they're like, you're going to start your own house. And Ethan was like, I always wanted to start my own house. And I was like, okay, let's see. Okay. But VJ said, hey, I can't wait to work by myself. VJ was like, yeah, whatever. I want to be individual challenge. All this working together. Because remember last time VJ didn't even say hello when they came by the table. VJ is like, I ain't got time for y'all. And I ain't got time for y'all to be out here. Okay. So they picked their teams. Now, I did share with the members. What the teams were. And this is how they picked. Okay. This is how they picked. I shared it with the members. Jesus picked his brother, okay? And then he picked Madeline. And this is the order in which they picked them too. And that is going to matter. This is in the order. So Jesus picked his brother Antonio. Then he picked Madeline, VJ, and Belania. And Belania said, hey, I'm always picked last. Could I just not be picked last? Okay. Then Ethan picked Yuchen, Joseph McRae. Okay, we got to say his whole name. But Joseph, I noticed you didn't tell the judges they need to say your whole name. Okay, so I'm going to call you Joseph. Then we had Joan and we had Angelo. Okay, those were the 2 teams. K Sharp says, of course the brothers will pick each other. Yes. Thank you, Jackson Tabasco. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Hit the like. We are going to go into it and we're going to discuss Project Runway our way, which can get a little messy. But we like that because that's why we're here for Law Roach too. So They're told that here are 3 bags of material that's dull and boring, and they are to show their designs and put everything together for dull and boring and make it fabulous. Worthy of walking down a runway. So Jesus picked bag 2, and he said because he was born under the twins, so he picked bag 2, and bag 2 was gray wool. Ethan picked bag 1. Okay, Ethan picked bag 1. Hey, Chicago girl, glad to have you here. Ethan picked bag 1, and in bag 1 had denim. So y'all, that's why I'm wearing my denim jacket. Hey, it's too hot in Atlanta for me to wear gray wool. Okay, I'ma try to wear something that complements, what they're doing, but I ain't wearing gray wool in the heat of the summer in Georgia. But it's gray and it's denim, so I figured, hey. And the little flower here, the little decorative flower, Law Roach had a little decorative feather on his lapel. So again, we love Law Roach around here. So that's why I dress like this. Okay. I hope y'all like it. I know you can't see the brooch too well, but mine is a little bit bigger than Law's, but we ain't judging that. So VJ was shocked she was picked by Jesus. Shocked because she and Jesus ain't been rubbing well. But Jesus was like, I'm picking the best designers. And after that, they are told that Sofia Vergara will wear the winning look. Fabulous, darling. Thank you, K Sharp. We're told Sofia Vergara is the guest judge, and she's going to be wearing the winning look. So Jesus, I was a little shocked at Jesus because Jesus wanted the flower, the Catalia, to be the inspiration, and I was wondering how we gonna get gray wool to look like a Latin orchid. So VJ also won't share her design ideas. I was like, VJ, we got to get to it, okay? She's like, let everybody be creative on their own. You are not going to use me and use my creativity for your own designs. I understood that, VJ. They never said. So the house of Ethan, and if you look at the initials, he says it's the house of HOE. Okay, the house of Ethan is HOE. He wants a showstopper and fringe. He wants showstopper and fringe with denim. And Christian told them, hey, everybody that has put fringe on a denim has gone home. But Ethan insists that he wants fringe and denim. Okay, so that's just the gist of it. That's just the gist of it. So let me bring on the images. Okay, let me bring on the images. This is the house of Ethan. This is what, let me take y'all comments off the stage for a while. This is the house of Ethan. This is what the denim group put down the runway. And I only put a picture with Yuchen and Angela so you could see what the jacket on top of it looks like. But these are the pictures. So while we're looking at the pictures, y'all, please make sure you like, you share, and you subscribe to the channel. Okay, and once you subscribe to the channel, you can be in the chat. This is subscribers only. Just takes a minute or 5. I can't remember. But just subscribe to the channel. You could be here talking about it with all of us. And the membership, you have extra emojis. So let's start with Angelo. Okay, we're going to make our way across. Angelo, why the extra hips? This is Sofia Vergara. Why the extra hips, Angelo? I don't understand the pointy hips. Now, Angelo, y'all could put in your rating in the chat from 1 to 10. Okay. Members, you do have a hot emoji. Okay. And you do have a wow emoji, which is actually a tomato. But I had to make it look good. Okay. So for Angelo, what does everybody think of Angelo's design this week with the denim and the extra pointy hips? I'm not feeling it, Angelo. I really am not. They say, and I did see the jacket was impeccably made. He is a menswear and streetwear person, and he wanted to try with a dress and skirt. Okay. So, okay, I see he's coming through to go to Africa. Okay. We see some 3s here. See some 3s. Oh, a -3. Ooh, we go into the bottom of it. Ooh, we got 2s. Oh, we got two. Ooh, we got twos. Okay. Okay. Angelo is not a fan favorite over here. We like your streetwear, Angelo. We do like your streetwear, but we don't like this. We don't like this. Okay. He has a beautiful model, though. I do like her. I did like how she walked, the runway. She made sure to kind of like shake her hips to make sure the pointy hips had some movement. But girl, as much hard as you tried, that ain't gonna work. So next up, he deserved at least a mm, mm, mm. Jackson Tabasco has our first tomato of the evening. So next up is Joan. Now Joan not only had fringe, she had the long fringe, okay? She had the strips of cloth. K Sharp said he needs to stay with natural, and he should have. He should have. Christian did tell him that. Joan, y'all, Joan there has the décollage. I know I said that wrong. And the long strips of fabric past her hips, and when she walks, it looks like long strips of distressed jeans. Okay, I'm not liking it at all. She had a headpiece and it had the fringe too on the headpiece. Joan didn't like it at all, y'all. Joan said, I don't like it, but I'm trying to be a team player. Joan decided to follow her leadership because Joan said, I ain't gonna be sent home. My leader might be sent home, but it ain't gonna be me. Jackson Tabasco gives Joan a 4. Samantha gives Joan a 3. I was mad at Joan. This is the second time she did someone else's design. I want her to go back to her true calling. Exactly. 4 for effort. I know what you meant, K Sharp. None of them thought of Sophia. Girl, thank you, Chicago girl. 3 for Joan. I cannot see Sofia Vergara in either Joan or Angelo's outfit. I'm sorry. Not happening. Not happening. Now, anybody else? Going. And what everybody thought of Joan? Any last Joan items? Okay. So let's grade Joseph McCrae. Joseph is going with his signature large sleeves. He always had the big collar, so now he's just doing the large sleeves. Okay, Jackson Tabasco is giving our first 10s across the board. Yes, I'm sorry that I had to say that just like that. Okay, 10s across the board. K Sharp says it's hot. It's really hot. Joseph is hot right now. If y'all watch the movies, it's so hot right now. Yes, Joseph, I did like the outfit. I loved it. It stayed to his aesthetic. Knock, knock, Joan. Knock, knock, Joan. Okay. But Joseph, this is not going to flatter exactly Sofia Vergara's figure. This is not what she usually wears. Joseph is a 9, Chicago girl. Jackson Tabasco said, loved it. Hey, Sanders RN, welcome on in. Thank you for being a new member. And there are member emojis for you to use while we grade these according to our aesthetic. There's a 1 to 10, 10 being perfect. And Joseph just got our first perfect score. And Joseph got a perfect score from one of our, what I consider our Law Roach of the bunch, Jackson Tabasco. She certainly gave him 10s across the board. Okay. Hey, April B, glad to have you here. We are now on to Joseph. This is the first of the group that we are showing. We are doing 1 through 10 for Joseph, and Joseph has gotten 10s, 9s, okay? Though it's true his design, I'm getting a little tired of it, though. Right, I am too. It makes a slim person look huge. All them arms, and I'm part of the plus size delegation, all them arms for sure. But it does, it has a shapely top and cinches the waist, and it has great movement. But yes, the large arms and the large collar, that is his signature. He wants the judges to know his design is coming down the runway. So that is Joseph. I'm glad most of y'all like Joseph. I do like it, but for the client, for this competition, I don't think so. Okay. So next up is Yu Chin. Now, y'all, Yu Chin was doing so much and doing the most in the workroom that he had to completely change what he was doing because he didn't even have a dress ready for the model to fit. And y'all, Yu-Chen again has this model, okay? I need to research her name. She is fabulous. Remember, Yu-Chen had her last time for the villains. So I again, y'all could bypass me with not knowing who's going home and let me know how they're picking these models because she is fabulous. And I want to know how Yu-Chen got her again. Okay, I need to know. Yu-Chen is an 8. Okay, Jackson the bicycle liked it. It's an 8. Samantha, it's a 9. Well, Samantha, you told us before most of these outfits you would have to hem up. You ain't got to hem that up, Samantha. You ain't got to hem that up. Oh, Joseph got a 9 hot. You are so hot, Yu-Chen. And y'all, I have to say, Yu-Chen, again, thank you for, changing my mind about you, okay? April B, it's a 9. Oh, nice. Yu-Chen is a favorite. Oh, I didn't like it. Chicago girl, I didn't like it. Chicago girl, I understand. I can't wear it. The model wears it very well. But I know I couldn't wear that. Me being part of the plus size delegation. No. I'd have to wear the whole coat as a dress. That would be it for me. You won't see what's underneath. If I was, there with Joseph. Yu-Chen, sorry. Yu-Chen. So I was like, it looked like 2 Band-Aids. I'm sorry, Yu-Chen, but hey, the folks like you. You had a little bit of texture. You had a little bit of a different colors. Love it. Perfect for your 4'11" height. Yes, he said it was all done in 6 hours. In 6 hours. Now they had 24. He only had 6 hours. So Yu-Chen could come in the clutch. That jacket took up a lot of time, but it looked like, it looked like 2 Band-Aids, but hey, it didn't look just like Band-Aids. It had texture, it had form. Chicago girl, we could tell it took 6 hours. Y'all are good. So next up is Ethan. Okay, Ethan is the team leader. Ethan, y'all, came into the sewing room because his team was, feeling down. He came in as Queen Utica, or Utica Queen. He came in to give them a pep because Utica is all about light and love and good vibes. And he wanted drama. With all this fringe, he wanted drama and showmanship. And this is what Ethan put down the runway. Jackson Basco said a 7. Okay. The first dress probably would have been good until Christian made him change it. Y'all have to go watch the video for that. What the? No, ma'am. A 2. Ethan is a 2. This is the first time. Oh, a -6 with a tomato. Now the wow, K Sharp, the wow in your emojis is a tomato character. Okay. So even though it's wow, as it could be good, I know you mean bad. Okay. Where would anyone wear that? A 2. It's a chop. I don't hate it, but I appreciate the creativity. Okay. But how the first thing Sophia said when she saw it, she's like, how am I getting into the car? How am I getting into the car with that? Okay. How am I getting into the car? I don't know, lady, but Ethan made it for you for a wow factor and had fringe and all that. You only just look distressed and unfinished. I don't like denim with a distressed or fringe at the end. It just looks like it wasn't made properly. Okay. So that is Ethan. That is the house of Ethan, the house of who? Hoe, house of Ethan. Okay. Looks like a tongue scraper. Y'all wait till we get to what the judges say about it. We're going to go through Jesus's group, and then we're going to tell you who the winner and who the loser was. Okay. So let me go grab the image file for Jesus's group. And let's get Jesus's group up here. Okay, this is Jesus's group. Okay, in the order in which he chose them. So let's start with Belania. And I will give Belania the compliment that Law Roach gave Jesus. Last time, Law Roach said, Jesus, you shut me up 2 runways in a row. Belania, you are shutting me up 2 runways in a row. You were the only one that looked like a princess last time. And you here? This is fabulous. This is fabulous. Okay. I was worried about her patterns when we went through Meet the Designers. I was worried about how she put patterns together. Okay. But again, Melania, your construction, putting it together, impeccable. 10s across the board. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Joseph got 10s. Melania got 10s. Okay, Jackson Tabasco, 10 to go to Africa. Hot 10s across the board for K Sharp. Samantha loves it. We gonna hem it up for you. 10. Hot 10. Belania's pulling it out. Belania has 10s for almost everyone. Or is it everyone? I don't see anything lower than a 10 for Belania. Absolutely amazing. And her model is fabulous. I like that model. I really love that model just as much as Yu Chen's model. I think those two are my favorite models right now because of how they've walked down the runway and presented themselves. I don't know nothing else about them, but I just love the two models. Just love them. Okay. So Belania, 10s, 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 10s. Belania, again, absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. So next up is VJ. Now remember, VJ don't talk to nobody in the workroom. I don't want to talk to you. Let me do my design. Let me do what I do best. And I have to say, VJ, that corset construction, absolutely amazing. That fit that model to a T. Now, the whole dress with the slip in the front and the slip in the back, the pieces of cloth, ain't my favorite thing. Ain't my favorite thing. VJ is a 9 for Jackson Tabasco. K Sharp is an 8. 8 for to go to Africa. Okay. I'm seeing what y'all are putting down. So VJ is up there. April B says a 9. I couldn't possibly wear that. Okay. I got a little too much stomach. I couldn't, maybe his corset would squeeze me in. Maybe it would squeeze me in a bit. Okay. 9 for Samantha, 8 for Chicago Girl. Okay. VJ is up there. That's why VJ said, I want to work by myself. I want to put my own designs up there. I just wanted to go, ooh, Sanders RL said, She gave it 2 ums. Since I said need to charge my phone out and about. No problem, Miss Buckeye. No problem. VJ is absolutely, I guess, is on, the fence, but high marks from everybody. I'm thinking the thighs, so that style won't work for me. K Sharp, that's all I was thinking about. Them 2 strips of cloth gonna get stuck in my thighs. And then when it finally comes out, it'll probably be wet because we've been walking and it's hot here where I am. Yeah, it'll get lost. Let's just say the strips will need some weight so they don't get sucked in to the stratosphere that is my thighs. Okay, the stratosphere. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. That is just my joke about myself wearing that outfit. It's not about anybody else but me. Okay. But the model, hey, I love the pose when she got to the end of the runway. Okay. I loved the pose. She's trying to sell it. Okay. She is trying to sell it for sure. VJ apparently on the show is referred to as she. Okay. VJ is referred to as she. That's why I've been saying she. I definitely wouldn't do it, Curvy Girl. I understand, Chicago Girl. I understand. So y'all, yes, VJ is a trans woman. Okay, VJ is a trans woman. That's in her bio. That's in her videos. VJ is a trans woman. So let's go on to the next one. Madeline is staying true to herself. Those collars, okay, and that shape and form is giving the Renaissance period, okay? The Renaissance period, I'm not for it, but I understand it. Jackson Basco gives it a 7. Yeah, I understand it. It a little more big of a peephole, so we could show a little bit of the girls. The valley between the girls. Absolutely. Wear this peekaboo cleavage. Yes, ma'am. A 10. Oh, Samantha is a 10. To go to Chicago Girl is a 6. To go to Africa is an 8. K Sharp is a 7. Yeah, maybe the peephole opens up a little bit more. I would have loved to have seen like the button at the top of it like open more, but maybe the girls would have been completely out. But the peephole definitely add something. It's a very tasteful slit. Okay. K Sharp said a 7. Hey, Nestor, Shackle Shuffle, Walk of Shame. We are judging Jesus's team, and we are on Madeline. If you would like to put a score between 1 and 10, let us know what your thoughts are. We already did Ethan's group, but we're bringing the pictures back so you know who won and who lost, okay? Or who in the bottom 3. April B gives Madeline's dress a 7. Okay. Okay. I like the tasteful slit. The collar is okay. It's a little bit high in the collar, but hey, the peekaboo cleavage, I like it. The girls got to be. I wish it was a no tea, no shade. No tea, no shade. I wish it was a model that kind of gave the endowment that Sofia Vergara has. So we could kind of see, how the girls would look when they're, standing there. Oh, awesome. Thank you, Unfiltered Doll, for becoming a member. Thank you so much and welcome on in. As an L citizen, that was the chat decided to do that. Welcome on in. So we are talking about Madeline. We are talking about Madeline and her peekaboo big collar renaissance. If you'd like to put 1 to 10, what do your thoughts are on Madeline? So next up, and you can put M for Madeline. Next up is Antonio. Antonio is the rosette, and that, I was like, that if that had rose had petals, I would think it was Joan. So Antonio has the rose and then the ruffles all the way down. Okay, the only critique he got from the judges was that to make the ruffles a little bit smaller, a little bit to the side, to cinch her waist in a little bit more. Jackson Tabasco said an 8 for Antonio. K Sharp said 6 meh. Okay, 6 for Samantha. Okay. The dress had some movement going down the runway. Remember, y'all, this is from dull and boring gray wool to something fabulous, to something absolutely fabulous. Samantha gives it a 6. Okay, we have 8s and 6. To Go to Africa says a 9. I mean, it can work as a great, outfit to go to a gala. Come on now, you put on you get bejeweled. It certainly looks like something you would wear. It looks dated. Ooh, Chicago girl. Ooh, it looks dated. Ooh. Yes, smaller ruffles, please. Not that looks dated. I'm taken aback. That's what Shackle Shuffle Walk of Shame says an 8. April B has 9 for Antonio's design. I liked it. I thought he worked very, very well doing that. But again, you'll see I guess the flower, the Catalia, he took it to heart. He really took it to heart, and the petals go all the way down to the side. And I was like, Antonio, no tea, no shade, Antonio. But the frills down the side, was that to copy Ethan's fin from last time because the judges liked it? It kind of looked a little bit like it. I'm not going to say you took it. I'm going to say no tea, no shade, as Law Road said, from one girl to another. Okay. Was that drapery of that fringe down the side like the fin from Ethan's last week? Okay. Let me ask. It would look, it would look dated on Sophia. Or it would look good on her. Okay. I thought you meant dated. I was like, ooh, dated. So that is Antonio's look. Let's move on to his twin brother, Jesus. Jesus is just a long coat, but again, the coat has a regular lapel, and then it has the emphasized lapel going all the way down with the ruffle. And it is a wonderful coat with a deep décolletage, deep into the V of the girls. Jesus is a 10 for Jackson Tabasco. You giving out a whole lot of 10s tonight, Jackson Tabasco. I got to watch you. Joseph got 10s. Melania got 10s. Now Jesus getting 10s. Did somebody take Jackson Tabasco's phone? Okay. Samantha says a 6. Oh, okay. Samantha says low. K Sharp is a 9. To Go to Africa is a 9. I think we are back in with what we know with Project Runway. Nestor's Shackle Shuffle Walk of Shame says an 8. Hey, Venaro, glad to have you here. We are talking about Jesus's. We talked about everybody already, but we are going to go back to it, okay? I like Jesus's look, just 110. Okay, just 110. Looks a bit wide from the waist down. It does. It has a little flare. It has a little bit of a flare in Jesus's design. But, I like the double lapel. Okay, I like the double lapel. And his fringe wasn't, his ruffles wasn't as deep as Antonio, his brother's. I wish it was taken in a little. I understand, but it's like an oversized kind of coat dress. So I understand why it would look like that. Yeah, but I can see what you're saying. Just like Law Roach said to his brother, singe it in to give her an actual waist and a shape. And I think Jesus did that with the sweep of the ruffles. I need that much material to cover my curves. Girl, K Sharp. The one thing I was saying with Balania's look, I need a little more pep in the plum in Balania's look to kind of cover my little, little stomach. Okay. So y'all, those were the two houses. And as you said, this is Jesus. This is Jesus's. It will be flattering on many people. Okay. Many Black people. Okay. And let's go back to, this was Ethan's group. Remember the denim and the fringe. This week was taking bland material and making it into something wonderful. And that's why I'm wearing gray denim to kind of encapsulate it. And Law Roach had a feathered lapel. So that's why I have a feathered lapel on. Okay, Black ladies' bodies. I got you to go to Africa. So let's go back to Jesus's group, okay? Because Joseph had the best look from this house. I love it. Love it, Venoro. Yes, Joseph got 10s across the board from everybody from within the chat. Joseph had the best look. So if you want to put who had the best look in from Jesus's house, you could certainly put that too in the chat. Okay. What was your best look for Jesus's group? So let's go back for what the judges said. The judges said that the house of Jesus was the favorite house. The house of Jesus was the favorite house for the judges. Law was impressed by the tailoring of the group. And I think that is why Jesus also picked VJ, even though VJ ain't talking. VJ don't want to really talk to anybody and have any things. He's like, I know VJ can sew. I was happy that Ethan got denim. I just knew he was going to knock it out of the park, but not the case. Melania had the best for Jesus's house. I gotta say it like that. Madeline remains your favorite. Okay, Madeline remains your favorite. Melania was fire. Now, Sofia Vergara, I told you, was a guest judge. The top 3 designers out of this house was Jesus, Antonio, and Melania. And y'all, let me stop right here and let y'all know. This is a spoiler show. We're gonna tell you who's on the bottom, who's on the top, who won, who's the favorite. We're gonna tell you. This is spoilers. If you didn't see the show and you don't want to know about what happened, just wait till after you watch the show to come here, because we're gonna talk about it all. Okay? Short girl friendly. So yes, Melania, even though she was sandwiched between the 2 brothers, and Jesus already won a challenge, and now his group won, Melania's outfit was the best. Okay? The best look. They were told, Jesus was told his look is impeccable. Law Roach said, you shut me up twice. Melania, perfect for the material and the color. It feels timeless. Law will put that on Zendaya, and he has no notes for her, and he will never forget, and he has never said that to anyone before. Melania got high marks. It's such a strong collection. No bad looks for me. Right, Venaro? No bad looks at all. This was a wonderful collection of a bland material. Absolutely. But when Law Roach said, I will put this on my client, and my top client, Zendaya, and I have no notes for you, that is high praise. That, I'm telling you, is high, high praise from Law Roach. He probably went backstage and said, let me get that off the model, please. Could somebody bag that up for me? Because this is going to be elsewhere. This is for Sophia? Really? She could pick another dress. But he said he was very serious when he looked at her. And he looked at her and said, I will never forget I said this to you. Okay? No notes. Not a single note about what you could do or would do better. And it was a serious moment of, I see you. And that is what Melania said. She finally feels seen. She finally feels seen. And I would tell you, Melania, we see you. We see you. Fun collection to rate and judge. Yes, it is. Zendaya would look so good in Melania's look. He's right. Yes, she would. She definitely would. And I'm telling you, Law Roach had a moment there. At least I felt it with Melania. Is like, no matter what happened on this show, I need you to come see me. That was what I thought the moment was. No matter what happened on this show, come see me. Melania got high praise. I was so proud of her. I was proud of her. I was so proud of her. And she was going up against the two brothers. She was shocked. She thought it was going to be one of the brothers because, they're loud. Everybody's like, oh, the brothers this. The brothers are great. Da-da-da. Jesus was the leader too. So she probably figured, oh, Jesus is the leader. We won. He going to win. But no, Melania, girl. And you were seen. You were seen not just by Law and all of the judges. You were seen by us. Okay? You were definitely seen. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm happy for her. And again, as I said, y'all, she making me eat crow because if y'all go see my Meet the Designers, I had a lot of things to say about Melania, not negative, but I was like, them patterns, girl. I don't know about them patterns. I don't know about that. So, Melania, you are making me eat crow each and every episode, and I'm growing to love the taste. Okay, I'm growing to love the taste of crow that you are serving me because you are proving that, hey, what we see on your IG does not encapsulate who you are as a designer. So yes, absolutely love it for Melania. Law Roach had no notes at all. Yes, Venaro, she shut me up. And it's in a great way. I absolutely love it. I can admit when I'm wrong or when I look at someone and say, and just like, I will give her praise. I will definitely give her praise. Guard your seasoning and eat up. Girl, eat up all the crow, feathers and all. Okay? First time I just ate the crow. Now this time, because she won the challenge, it's crow and feathers. Okay? Got to eat the whole thing. But hey, I don't mind being wrong and I don't mind being proved wrong. And again, y'all, I'd say I'm your fashion-less friend. I am not a fashion girly at all. I'm your simple, tomboy friend that grew up and I don't wear makeup. I'm not a girly girl in that sense. I don't know the labels, but definitely I know what I like. I love Project Runway. I love seeing the creativity of these designers, especially with the time constraints. I just love to see art and how it's created. That's why I absolutely love Project Runway. So while I was like, Melania, I don't know. I don't know about that. She certainly shut me up in a great way. Absolute greatness that she won. I hope she gets to pick her house next week since she's now the winner. Okay. So Yu-Chen also hushed me up because, his first design was awesome. Yes, Jackson Tabasco, 100%. Melania won. She is seen. We see you, Melania. So since Melania is the winner and she is in the house of Jesus, this is the losing team, the house of Ethan. Oh, HOE, House of Ethan. That's what it stands for. And that's what Ethan said too. Okay. But as they say, it was Utica came to the stage and they're like, we need Ethan back because if this is what Utica is doing, we don't want it. That's what the judges said. Okay. That's what the judges said. And what they said is you did not factor in this collection how it would look on Sofia Vergara, your client. That's what the judges said. Y'all did not factor in how these looks would look on your client. And that is a absolute flaw, absolute fatal mistake. Okay? Utica needs to sit down. It is not RuPaul's Drag Race. I think Utica needs to sit down and let Ethan stand up because this is time for Ethan to shine because Ethan been shining. And now here come Utica. So the bottom three this week mm-mm-mm, is Angelo, Joan, and Ethan. Yes, y'all. Angelo, Joan, and Ethan. Hey, LNV, thank you for being here and thank you for becoming a member. Okay, there are member emojis down there. We, of course, are talking about the fashion. Okay, just for LNV's sake, Ellen, this House of Jesus, they won the challenge. Okay, and Belania is the top designer this week. Okay, this is Ethan's group who did not win the challenge. And the lowest ranking designers are Angelo, Joan, and Ethan. Okay? Y'all, I just had to get LNV caught up. The bottle opener note was shady and I gasped, but it's true. And for the members, there's one emoji with the pearls. It's grabbing your pearls. That's for something like what Benaro is saying. When you gasp, you could certainly put that in there. So the bottle opener comment was Heidi Klum. She said, I have a bottle opener at home that looked just like that, Ethan. I was like, no, I'm sweating bullets. Is Ethan going home? You see why they didn't win? Girl. The fringe. Who does fringe on jeans? It looks real bad. It looks real rough. But are that sad and funny at the same time? It is. Hey, Lexi Joy, glad to have you here with us. House of Ethan looks a mess, a hot fringy mess. He said he wanted to have a moment. He said he wanted to have, be grandiose. Yes, grandiose, because you, the winner last time, is now on the bottom. Ethan should go home because he was the leader and ignored the assignment. That's what the judges are thinking. They said, Angelo, okay? Too much going on there. And it looked crooked. Okay? They said, Angelo, too much going on there. And it looked crooked. Joan, they said it's confusing design. A confusing design, shredded by cats, and worse dressed. That's what they said. That ain't what I said. That's what they said. Oh, Joan did the fabric throw? Yes, Joan did the shredded fabric. Also, at the end of the day, those are all individual designers who are used to working independently, and now all of a sudden has to be house of 3 episodes. I'd be mad. Understand, that's why VJ said she wishes it was individual by now. The hem, the bang, awful. So yes, Joan is confusing, shredded by cats, worse dressed. Law said you on the bottom because you let someone else push you away from your aesthetic. So while Joan said, well, I was just trying to be a team leader. This is what my team leader, I was just trying to be a team player. This is what my team leader wanted me to do. This wasn't even my best design. And Law Roach is not taking any excuses on the runway. I was like, Law, please, you know that song, Please Hammer, Don't Hurt Him. Remember that album? I was like, please, Law, don't hurt her. Please don't hurt her with the comments. And he said, no, you on the bottom because you let somebody take you away from your own design. Because what Law is looking at, if y'all would look at with me, Joseph didn't change his aesthetic. Did Joseph not stay true to who he was and still a team player? Joseph did not leave from his aesthetic. So you on the bottom because you let somebody push you away. Now, Ethan, they said there's a time and place for everything. They said the time and place for everything. She made someone else's design. She was not feeling the fringe. So we go on to Ethan. They say a time and place. Law Roach, y'all. Law Roach took me. If y'all are members, please put your clutching the pearls emoji because I'm gonna need it. The one with the white pearls in the emojis. Please put your clutching your pearls because Law Roach said that Ethan's design looked like a cervix that is dilated and the model is crowning. Y'all, I almost wanted to pass out. I wanted to pass out. First of all, I laid out on the couch. I laid out. I said, Law, please don't hurt him. But it was already too late. Already too late. Thank you, K Sharp, for grabbing the pearls. Law said it looked like the model is crowning. Okay. I wanted to pass out. Heidi said a bottle opener. At least we could understand that as a bottle opener, you're opening up your favorite drink, your beer, your whatever. But Law Roach said, you opening more than that. You opening more than that. She all the way wide open. She yay wide open. She's being birthed again. I was like, Law Roach, please. Thank you, members, for the pearls. I fell out. No, she is not, and she does look like that, y'all. I can't blame it. He said she is fully dilated and she's crowning. She said, "Hey, you let the drag persona take over, Ethan. You need to hold her back. You need to put her back where she belongs." Heidi said the bottle opener, and they're all shocked and disappointed in him because last week when he did his outfit for fitness, they loved it. But now this, they're like, Utica Queen wants too much drama. We don't want drama here. Not that kind. Not that kind. So Law wants Ethan back, but not Utica. Don't bring Utica back. And they say Angelo was worse, but the jacket was okay. Angelo's dress was the worst. And they say Joan was less offensive, but nobody would wear that. No one would wear that outfit. So do y'all agree with the judges? Do y'all agree with the judges? Put A in the chat if you agree. And D if you don't agree. Put A in the chat if you agree. The bottom designs are Angelo, Joan, and Ethan. Okay? Angelo it looked crooked and too much. Joan is confusing. And it's the worst dress. And Ethan, the model, is crowning. Okay? RuPaul said no, by the way. You agree? Hey, agree. Jackson Tabasco. Agree. Please put it in the chat. A for agree. D for disagree. Did you disagree with the judges at all? Because my thing was, how could I look at this group and figure this is what I'm putting down the runway? Angela's dress looks like it has wings like a flying squirrel. Yes. Extra hips. We don't like that. Joan's fit is more wearable than Ethan's and Angelo. That is correct to go to Africa. Chicago Girl is agree. I don't see anybody disagreeing with the judges. I don't see anyone disagreeing with the judges. That's why they're the professionals, okay? That's why they're the professionals. So the judges have to decide on their own, who do we send home? The worst dressed? Do we send the leader home because the leader decided to do that? And this is their vision? Who do we send home? Joan's construction is good. Ethan, it's time and place. And Angelo just, I don't want to see Angelo go home. Okay, then y'all, it's 3. It's Ethan, Joan, and Angelo. I think Angelo going home. I don't want him to go home. But I think he's going home. What are y'all thoughts on that? Who do you think is going home? Y'all can put it in the chat. Of course, there's E for Ethan, J for Joan, A for Angelo. If you can't really type the whole names out. Okay, the worst dressed. They said Joan was the worst dressed. They said Joan, and I really don't want Joan to go. Joan and Ethan, y'all know that that's part of my top 3. Joan, Ethan, and Joseph part of my top 3. Oh, no, not to go to Africa, not Ethan. No, Ethan, no. Send Utica home, not Ethan. Yeah, I think Angelo, but I want Joan to go over him because I don't really get Joan's vision. It was not her design. She did make somebody else's design, but I wish it for Ethan to go, but unfortunately I think it's Angelo. Ooh, y'all want Ethan to go? Y'all are hurting me. Oh my God, I'm clutching my pearls. Oh my word. Hey, Just Rhonda 01, y'all, Just Rhonda 01 has also her YouTube channel. She's doing Love and Marriage Huntsville, The Housewives, The King's Court, and she's also doing Project Runway. Angela definitely gets the boot, she says. Ooh, okay. Ethan, he messed up. Blame the team lead. I know. Every time the team lead gets sent home. Angela's going home. We've seen the design before on Project Runway. He going home. In today, out tomorrow. As Heidi says, Avidaze. Okay? In fashion, one day you are in and the next day you are out. So y'all, they do the cliffhanger again. We do not know out of Ethan, Joan, or Angelo who's going home. Project Runway, because I'm a small YouTube channel. Y'all ain't gonna see this. But y'all, I don't like this. I don't like these cliffhangers. I am coming back next week. I gotta recap this next week. I know what's gonna happen next week. I'm coming back. Just tell me who's going home. Just tell me who's going home. And thank you, Jackson Tabasco. Y'all, please like the live. Hit the like one good time. Okay? Hit the like one good time. Okay? Please. So yes, I really don't like this, but next week, y'all. Ooh, next week. They're doing this early and I love it. Next week is the unconventional items challenge. Unconventional materials challenge. They'll probably send Angela home. Yes, Chicago girl. I don't like the cliffhanger. Don't like it. Don't like it at all. But next week is the unconventional materials challenge. Yes, I love this. Y'all, I used to watch Project Runway all the way back in the day with these unconventional challenge. And one of my favorites that stuck with me. Remember that gentleman? He was a blonde. He was a blonde designer. Always had fabulous lip gloss. Now, my mind went away. But he used corn. He used corn husk as his unconventional challenge. He did not put it in the fridge, and the next day it was all like crinkly, and he was like, "Oh my god, what did I do?" That is my favorite unconventional challenge of all time. I'm sorry, only because he changed it up. He changed it up. He made it work. Shout out to Tim Gunn. But it was a fright when he came back into the sewing room and realized all his corn husk was gone. And I forgot his name. Your favorite challenge? Yes, mine too, Jackson Nebraska. It's already on episode 4. Absolutely love the unconventional challenge is next week. Ethan's is responsible for Angelo's poor design. So y'all think Ethan. So y'all, for those of you who are new here in Ethan, Joan, and Angelo are on the bottom. We do not know who is going home. Jesus, the house of Jesus, won this week, and Belania was top designer. Also on the top were Jesus and his brother. So Belania is letting them know, just because y'all brothers and y'all work well together and y'all got some good looking stuff, definitely I can pull out this win. Thank you, Jackson Tabasco. Yes, Austin Scarlett. Absolutely love Austin. Oh, loved Austin with that, with the corn and everything. Austin is a fabulous designer. Y'all see how far I was watching Project Runway, even though this is the first time I'm actually recapping it. This here, y'all, please make sure you like the live. This me recapping this and putting back Ethan. This is my husband. He's like, you always watch Project Runway. You're doing all these other shows and you're passionate about it. Why don't you do these recaps? So Mr. El Cid is the reason why I am doing the recaps for Project Runway, getting y'all all the pictures. Y'all see, he is also the reason the pictures are a little bit clearer this week, okay? He's the reason why the picture's a little bit clearer. He got me together. He gathered me, okay? He gathered me. Season 1 is your favorite? Yeah, same here. Season 1 is a favorite. They need to go back to the old format where the show lasted 2 hours. Yes, to go to Africa. I would be here for the 2 hours. Okay? Be here. Thank you, Mr. Elsa, Chicago girl. And for the members, one of the things I'm trying to coax Mr. El Cid to do an interview, because many of y'all want to know, who is this man? Okay, who is this man that allows me and okay with me saying what I say out here? But that'll be, of course, a members live when I coax him to come forward and talk to me here on camera. I offered to give him the Phantom of the Opera mask. He's like, no, I'm okay, but he's don't want people to accost him in public if they ever see him. So y'all, that is the end of my Project Runway recap. Okay, let us review. The House of Jesus won this week, with Jesus, Antonio, and Belania being the top designers, and Belania won. Okay, Belania won top designer this week. The House of Ethan is on the bottom, and the bottom designers are Ethan himself as team lead, Joan, and Angelo. We're going to find out next week who is sent home, and then we have the unconventional materials challenge. Bring back the designers like Bishme. Oh, I love Bishme, who won last season, and Lawrence. Oh, I love Bishme. I was a Bishme fan the entire time. I said Bishme gonna win, gonna win, gonna win. that was my favorite, designer. And back in the day, Anthony, remember Anthony with the queef? Anthony, who was I believe he's in Atlanta, and Michael. Oh, poor thing. Michael, wonderful show today. My favorite chat fam. Elle said, thank you so much, Samantha. And for those of you who do not watch the show, as I said, hey, we are here. We are here. You will see the fashion. We will talk about it. This is not a negative chat. We are not overly negative about these designers. We understand this is a labor of love for them, but we do want to critique and say what we like, what we don't like, because what? We are part of the public and we have a voice. Like the designers are strictly for the money, not to make a statement. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome, Jackson Tabasco. So y'all, thank you so much for joining me. I'm trying in the background to put together an unsolicited advice for tomorrow, where we give advice to those who on the internet asking for advice. And then Tuesdays, I do Match Me Abroad. Wednesdays, I do King's Court. And next week starts Love is Blind UK. So I'll have my recaps done next week. And members, you will get my recaps first. And everybody else will stagger throughout the weekend. And next Friday is Unscripted, where you in the chat decide how the show goes. You give me suggestions and we have fun. We have games, and we are going to have a members live this week. I'm going to try and squeeze it in since, Ready to Love ain't started yet. It's not Ready to Love. Sorry. Since Love is Blind UK. Sorry. Thank you. I do Love is Blind UK is what I'll be putting out there. That is, of course, on Netflix. And this channel started with international versions of Love is Blind. And as To Go to Africa said, have a great weekend. And I have a different outro for this Project Runway. Have a wonderful day. And